Okay, hi. Welcome to VR for Work. My name's Rick, and I'm your host today. Got a very exciting um, announcement and presentation to make today. Those of you who've watched any of these videos know that I'm an Oculus Quest user. And today is May 21st, and it's the 1-year anniversary of the Quest. So I was spending some time with it over the last couple of days, just kind of poking around in the settings and looking at some of the features. And Quest comes with a developer mode and some experimental features that they allow you to toggle on. And I came across some very exciting productivity news that I want to share with you today. So we might think of this as the Oculus Quest Anniversary Special Edition of VR for Work. I mean, look at my face. Don't I look excited? Well, I am. So with that, I'm going to move across the stage and jump right in to the presentation. So I'm going to come over here to my spot. I'm going to get my monitor and come back over here. All right, let's get into it. So obviously, today is about the Oculus Quest. It's all about the Quest. I use the Quest to put on these presentations for VR for Work. It's been my VR head-mounted display of choice. I can go wireless or wired if I want, using the link and virtual desktop to use my PC and laptop to get into different applications. So I've just enjoyed the heck out of the Quest. It's the thing that really got me interested in understanding what kind of productivity, efficiencies, workflow processes that we could really get done above and beyond gaming and entertainment. And so again, this is the 1-year anniversary of the Quest today. And one of the things I want to show you is the voice dictation feature that I found flipping on some of the experimental features that Oculus gives us to turn on as users. So I'm running version 17 for the Quest, which was recently released. I have experimental features being used. One of them is the beta voice command option. The other one is the multiple browser window option. I am going to show you how I use Microsoft Dictation via the Oculus Browser in the headset. And that with the voice command beta option enabled, I can use the Quest dictation feature where the Microsoft dictation feature isn't available. So for instance, in Outlook email in the web browser. And so I don't want to talk or give you any more preamble. I kind of want to jump right into this so you can see what I've found. So here I am in the Quest interface. You can see 1 year of Quest up here on the primary panel. I am going to go into the settings cog down here on the lower right of your screen. And I'm here in the little settings menu in front of us. I'm going to go down and I'm going to click on the experimental features item in the settings list. Right, so experimental features, and here I am. Now you'll notice as I scroll through here, I basically have all the experimental features turned on. So I'm using the new universal menu. I've got the hand tracking. I have enable hand or controllers. I'm in the beta release program. So this is one of the things you'll have to turn on in order to make what I'm about to show you work. So beta releases, the multitasking for Oculus Browser. That's one. Beta releases is the other one. It's the beta releases feature that gives you access to the voice commands option in the headset. So those two things are necessary. Now, after I turn those two things on, I did do a headset reset. So I turned my headset off and I turned it on. Then I go back to the control panel here. I'm just going to go back just a little bit, and I'm going to click up here on this middle icon that says browser. That's going to bring up the Oculus browser. Now, I don't know how many of you have maybe taken the time to use this. Again, Oculus tends to be that headset that's between the Oculus Rift S and the Oculus Go. That's become a default for entertainment and gaming. Certainly what I've used it for, more than productivity by a long shot. But hopefully some of these features that I've enabled is now going to allow me to do more of those productivity things right in my headset wirelessly. So once I have the browser pulled up, you can see over here on the upper left-hand corner, you can add tabs to that browser and have multiple tabs open. But in the center top, now I have a plus sign. So when I click that plus sign, this browser window moves over to my left, and in front of me, I now have a second browser window. So both of these are open at the same time. Now I click that plus sign again, and I'll get a third browser window open in front of me. That's pretty cool. I like this idea of having browsers kind of 180 degrees around me. Certainly my entire field of vision in the Quest. At any point I glance right or left or in front of me, I have a browser with some content in it. Now, in the browser window in the upper right-hand corner, you have a couple of control and commands. So I'm going to click the little ellipse button, and I have some bookmarks that I've saved, right? So I'm going to click one of the bookmarks, and I'm going to open, I think, YouTube in this one, right? Now, I will say, you know, it remembers my logon, and each time I hit one of these windows, don't imagine it's magically logging me in. I had to go through the process of logging in to each of these platforms with my identity. And using multi-factor authentication, as all of you should be doing, right? I had to kind of take the headset off, validate on my phone that it was me, and all of that. Okay, I'm missing some of this that I want to show you, so back up just a bit. Okay, bookmark, YouTube, login. Now, one of the other commands in the upper right-hand corner, you'll notice is a bar with an arrow in the middle of it. And when I click that, it gives me some options for how I want to size the window. Now, one of the limitations, if you will, is that you kind of get three choices for how big you want this window to be: kind of wide, medium, narrow. And that's it. You can't otherwise manipulate or move these windows around. The other useful control in here is kind of text size or window size within that window. So you can get, you know, kind of larger texts, smaller text, and get it to a comfortable viewing angle for your eyes. You can't, again, manipulate these windows depth-wise forward and back. You can't stretch them or otherwise push them around in the environment, at least not yet. All right, so we'll continue on here. So I can get this window kind of set as I want. I'm going to go around, and these little arrows up at the top now will rotate the given window into your view in the center, right? So if I click the left one, the left window will rotate over to the center one to the left. If I click the right one will come center one right. All right, now I'm going to go around again. I'm just looking at the windows. I'm going to drop down and go open up the Microsoft Office Home here. So this is my Office or Microsoft 365 account, right? So when you open this up again, I'm logging in, and I got my Office apps here now. Any of you who use Microsoft 365 or Office 365 know that all the Office applications now work within a browser. So I'm opening up Microsoft Word, and I kind of have a document that I've started here that I play around with. And it's going to open up, and I'm going to click within the window to kind of get a cursor. Now, when you click within a text window, Oculus will pop open a keyboard for you, a VR keyboard. Very nice, very full functional keyboard. Again, very limited in that you can't really manipulate it in terms of sizing it, moving it around, pushing it anywhere. Kind of pops open in front of you, and it's very static in what it is, but very functional, right? So at this point, within Microsoft Office, within the Oculus browser, I can now, in the upper right-hand corner of that browser window, right where you see my cursor circling, right, you've got a little dictation button. And this is there whether you're on flat screen or in VR. But once I click that on, you'll see the text going across my screen. Now, I'm not typing on this keyboard. I am speaking into my Oculus headset. And the accuracy of what it captures is great. It's absolutely 90% or better. And one of the nice things with the Microsoft Dictation feature within the Office set of programs is that you can do your punctuation and new paragraphs. It's aware of those kind of things you might put in a document. So when you can do that here within the Oculus browser, absolutely use that dictation button. It works great. But I found that there are occasionally times where that, even in the Microsoft ecosystem, that button's not there. Now, down here on the keyboard, I'm showing you that there are two buttons that exist. One of them is a button that says, try an easier way to type using your smartphone keyboard. Now, I kind of paused for a moment when I first kind of paid attention to this, and I went, so I'm supposed to put the cursor here, kind of push my headset up so I don't inactivate it, grab my phone, and then go into the Oculus app, and then I can type there. So I actually did that to try it out, but I can't say that that was very efficient or comfortable at all. So I've kind of ignored that button since that time. But right next to that one is the Oculus voice command, voice transcription input button, right? So it's right there for you to use. Now, if you don't have the experimental features turned on that we looked at earlier, this button is just going to give you a message that says, this is here for future Oculus feature sets. And you won't be able to use it. So I click that, and you'll get this loud beep. You'll see up here on the keyboard, start speaking. And then as you do, again, with great accuracy, you're just able to just talk your way through a document. Now, the limitations so far, and again, this is beta, this is just now available, is that you can't do punctuation, you can't do new paragraph, things like that. So you do get just one long stream of text. However, from a productivity and efficiency standpoint, that is still 100 times better than hunting and pecking on a VR keyboard, one key at a time. Or again, unless you're a touch typist and you can sit with a keyboard on your lap and kind of blindly type with any degree of accuracy. I am not that person. This excites me because I can now use voice in my Oculus headset to do this work. And I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to switch browsers, and I'm going to go to my Outlook.com email. And we're going to bring up a new email. And what I wanted to show you is that in Outlook.com, that little dictation button from Microsoft is not there, right? So you can't use it. So this is where the Oculus dictation feature really saves me. So I can come in here and just dictate away and get email done now without having to worry about tap typing on a virtual keyboard. This, again, I don't know if you can tell from my voice or from my excited avatar, but this really excites me. Woo, woo. Okay, that's my happy dance. Okay, back to it. And so here I am, and I'm dictating away in Outlook.com. And, you know, I can go back and fix the little dictation items or the little punctuation items later. But this is really, really cool. So here we are, 1 year in, Oculus version 17, experimental features on. I can have browsers 360 around me. I could have YouTube or music playing on one. I can be working on an email. I can have reference material on another. I can pretty freely move back and forth between all of these. I can voice dictate into them. So these are happy dance days. And I mean happy dance days for Oculus users, especially ones like me who are productivity nerds and want to be able to be in our headsets and get as much done as possible, as efficiently as possible. And Oculus has given us that. So that's it for today. I'll just run this video out. I don't know that there's a whole lot more for you to see, except me continuing to dictate and be excited and share this all with you. And there's my little victory dance with my controllers. And yeah, so again, very exciting stuff. Well, that's it for today's episode. If I can, there we go. So again, as always, thank you for coming. We are VR for Work. That's VR for Work at gmail.com, work with no O in it. Check out our YouTube page. Email us if you have questions, or if I've missed something, or you have a tip or something, an application you'd like me to try, let me know. Thanks again, and we'll be seeing you in the metaverse.